for joining us, Miles.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you tell us, do you think these demands are justifiable given the fact that there are some law-abiding citizens who don't have access to ARVs?
Well, look, for starters, I wouldn't like to entertain that topic because I am representing, from Sapohr's point of view, the rights of people who are arrested, charged, convicted, and sent into imprisonment. And in fact, if we mix the two issues, then we're going to get lost in the system. These people are human beings. They have committed crimes. They've been found guilty. They're going into a system where they're supposed to be rehabilitated. They'll be coming out back to the society where they come from. And that needs to be done because the Constitution also supports this kind of approach.
So are you saying then that these prisoners do indeed have rights to access these drugs?
Of course, yes. When you go into our Constitution, you'll find out there is a clause that talks about access to proper medical treatment for all human beings and all South Africans and all who in fact understand what this country is all about.
Why were they not given these drugs? Why haven't they had access to them?
That's a very interesting question, and it's a question that needs to be asked both to the Department of Correctional Services and the Department of Health. And let me remind you, some months ago there was a committee called the Anti-Retroviral Task Team, where the Department of Correctional Services served on this committee, including the Department of Health. And when they discontinued this task team, they took many recommendations. One amongst others was that they will establish sites at hospitals nearer to any prison so that inmates would be transported to these sites to access this life-saving drug. And that recommendation, according to us, was never fulfilled. And many other promises were made thereafter, and all those promises were never fulfilled. And in fact, this is an indictment to our democracy.
Now, what's your next step going to be if they don't fulfill the promises to actually give them the ARVs?
Let me also remind you that this is not the first time that inmates embark on this kind of strike. Last year, July, the very same prison, about 200 inmates embarked on a strike, and promises were made. These promises were not met. And we are now trying to gang up with other NGOs, like the Treatment Action Campaign, the AIDS Law Clinic, the AIDS Consortium, and see whether we could drag the Department of Correctional Services screaming, yelling, and kicking to court, so that court must make an order that inmates must get this life-saving drug. And it is not only in Westwood that it happens. It happens in prisons throughout the country.
Miles, we're going to have to leave it there. That was Miles Boodoo, South African Human Rights President. Thanks for talking to us this morning. Former